Hello there, Carl from Immobiliser here. One of the most frequent questions we receive is about the remote fobs and the Ferrari Immobiliser system. So we decided to make a diagram and a short video to explain how the remote fobs work. The system initially comes with 3 remote fobs. One of these is the master, and it's used once to program the other remotes for the Immobiliser, as shown in our other video. Each time the button is pressed on a remote, it transmits a signal to the Immobiliser, and that signal contains a code, and that code changes every time the button is pressed, and it's called the rolling code. So when I press the button on this remote here, the code moves one step, press it again, the code moves one step. Similarly, if I press the button on this remote, the code moves one step, press it again, the code moves another step, press it again, the code moves another step. All modern Immobiliser systems use a rolling code so that the signal from a remote cannot be intercepted in order to disarm the Immobiliser. Now the Immobiliser keeps track of each of the 3 remotes and knows exactly which code to expect from each remote when the button is pressed. It doesn't matter if you don't use one remote for a long time, the Immobiliser still knows exactly which code to expect from that remote. We at Immobiliser can program up a set of remotes to work exactly as intended, and that means they work each time they are pressed. Now we're also often asked about clone fobs, and we can use the same diagram to explain how clone fobs operate. A clone fob is made by simply copying the data on one fob onto another. When you press the button on the source fob, the code advances one step. We showed you that earlier. Press it again, the code advances another step, okay, and so on and so on. Depending on how many times you've pressed the fob, the code will have rolled many steps into the future. The clone fob, however, is still at the original step, and when you press the button on the clone, the Immobiliser will not recognise that code because that code is behind the code step that the Immobiliser and the fob are already at. You'll need to press the button on the clone enough times so that the code it transmits reaches the same step as the source remote. This is the major drawback with cloned remotes. You need to remember to alternate their use so they don't get too far out of step with one another. Fortunately, we at Immobiliser can also recode your cloned fobs and provide a master with a new PIN code, as well as retrieve the PIN from your Immobiliser. This allows you to have the Immobiliser system working the way it was originally designed to operate. If you have any other questions about the Ferrari Immobiliser system, you can contact us through our website, www.immofixer.com. Thanks for watching.